Horses are special and amazing animals. Legends were formed about them and they were revered by many peoples. Horses are called the most noble creatures, and it's easy to understand why. Despite the fact that the friendship between a horse and a man began in 4000 to 2000 BC, in this article I will prove to you that even in the 21st century, there are many amazing facts about horses that you do not even suspect. Horses have the largest eyes among terrestrial mammals. Many people think that horses are colorblind. No, they see yellow and green colors better than purple and purple. The teeth of a horse occupy more space in the head than the brain itself. The brain of an adult horse weighs about 0.62 kilograms, which is about half as much as that of a human. The sex of a horse can also be distinguished by teeth. Females have 36 teeth, males have 40. Horses sleep lying down and doze standing up. Since the horse's eyes are on the sides of the head, they are able to see almost 360 degrees. The only population of real wild horses that has survived to our times and lives on the territory of Mongolia is Przewalski's horse. There is only one type of domestic horses, but about 400 different breeds have been bred from it. The teeth and hooves of a horse grow throughout life. On the underside of the horse's hoof there is a triangular-shaped area called an arrow. It acts as a shock absorber for the horse's leg, and also helps to pump blood back through the leg. That is why they say that a horse has 5 hearts. As a rule, where the horse's ear points, there is also the horse's gaze. If the ears are pointed in different directions, the horse is looking at 2 different things at the same time. Scientists believe that the first known ancestor of the horse lived about 50 million years ago. His species was called Eohippus. He had 4 soft toes on his front feet and 3 soft toes on his hind feet. Horses can breathe through their nostrils and cannot breathe through their mouths. Horses with pink skin can get sunburn, so it is recommended to train such horses before 12 o'clock or after 1700 hours. Horses have 16 muscles in each ear, which allows them to turn their ears 180 degrees. A zebroid is a cross between a zebra and any other member of the equidae family, which, in addition to zebras, includes donkeys, ponies, and horses. Zonkey is a cross between a zebra and a donkey. Zony is a cross between a zebra and a pony. Zorse is a cross between a zebra and a horse. Studies have shown that horses have excellent memory, perhaps even better than an elephant. Unlike humans, horses have an appendix functioning. It helps them digest leaves, so some scientists believe that the human appendix could have a similar function. The heart of a horse can weigh 4.5 kilograms, and the volume of a horse's lungs can reach 50 liters. Horses have been living with humans for several hundred years, but it was in the 21st century that the development of science allowed us to find out a lot of interesting information about them. Horses appeared on Earth about 60 million years ago. Their ancient ancestors Eohippuses were miniature. The height at the withers was only 30 to 40 centimeters, and the weight was up to 5 kilograms. The legs of ancient creatures ended in paws, not hooves, and Eohippus ate not only plants, but also small animals and insects. The ancient ancestors of horses lived in tropical forests. The exact origin of the word horse is unknown, but there are 2 versions. According to the first, this word was borrowed in ancient times by the Slavs from the Turkic languages, where lasha meant gelding and at horse. The second version says that the word has Slavic origin and came from the adjective lashi, meaning bad. Why did our ancestors call horses their helpers and breadwinners bad? The fact is that this is how they tried to protect them from evil spirits. For this purpose, bad names were given to other valuable animals and even children. The horse is a sacred animal among 23 nationalities, mainly living in North Africa and the Middle East. In our country, horses are revered, but nevertheless eaten, in Yakutia, the Saka people. According to the ideas of the Saka people, the horse is a sacred animal of heavenly origin, Jesege Agato. He has been worshipped and revered since ancient times, and the annual folk festival with the unpronounceable name Izyak is dedicated to Jesege and is accompanied by the traditional praise of horses and the treat of all with kumis, a drink made from horse milk. Yakut horses are the northernmost on the planet, and the most frost-resistant horse can sleep standing up. In the process of evolution, horses have acquired the skill of sleeping on their feet, which allows them to quickly escape when attacked by predators. At the same time, the horse does not sleep, but rather dozes, fixing the ligaments on the legs in a special way to reduce the load on the joints. So she can doze for up to 12 hours a day, but this is not enough for a full rest. She needs to sleep lying on her side in a completely relaxed state for at least 2 to 3 hours a day. Sleeping on his feet is not a full rest for a horse. To restore strength, he needs to sleep for several hours lying down so that all members of the herd have time to fully sleep without being in danger. There is a kind of duty in the horse society. Some horses sleep on the ground on their side, and some are awake, staying on their feet. Surrounded by relatives, horses can relax and sleep lying down, driving away blood-sucking insects. Two horses become a jack with their heads to each other's rumps, and wave their tails. At the same time, they can rhythmically touch each other, as well as bite the tail of their partner. This is done for a good purpose, but the owners of horses often do not like the result: a much thinner tail, and in some cases, the mane of the horse. Horses help each other to drive away midges, horseflies, and mosquitoes in a dream. The horse sees dreams and even snores. If you watch a sleeping horse, you can see how its limbs and head twitch, as well as hear the quiet neighing and snorting of the animal. Moreover, there is an assumption that the dreams of horses are colored. Scientists suggest that horses see colored dreams. The location of the horse's eyes on the sides of the head gives her an almost 360-degree view and allows her to perfectly notice the movements around her. At the same time, the eye sockets are slightly directed forward, providing binocular, volumetric vision in a small area in front of the muzzle. A horse sees better with one eye than with two, so it often squints with one eye at an interesting object. The horse's eyes, like all herbivores, are located on the sides of the head. The horse has one of the largest eyeballs among all animals. They provide her with good close-up vision and the ability to see in the dark better than a person. In addition, the horse distinguishes colors, however, not all shades. Behind the tail and in front of the front hooves, the horse has a blind spot in which it sees nothing, so it is undesirable to approach it from behind. The animal may perceive this as an attack and begin to defend itself. It is better to warn the horse by voice that you are approaching it from the rear. To avoid trouble, it is better not to approach the horse from behind. The horse has movable ears, which it turns in the direction of sound like locators. They provide excellent hearing. The horse recognizes the owner's steps before he enters the stable. Once in a new place, the horse moves its ears, spins, so it surveys the territory. The horse's ears turn as locators to improve audibility. The horse's sense of smell is well developed and allows you to distinguish edible grass from inedible at a distance of 1.52 meters. By the smell, a horse can understand what a person's mood is, as well as whether he is healthy. Horses perfectly catch the smells coming from people. Horses recognize images of their own kind in pictures and photographs. This ability is rarely found in the animal world. At the same time, they can sniff the image in the picture and greet it with a quiet neigh. There are many cases when horses have learned to open locks and overcome obstacles in order to escape to freedom. Often they opened the doors of the stables not only for themselves, but also for their less resourceful relatives. If a horse is looking for ways to escape to freedom, then it means that it does not live very well with the owner. Horses create strong friendships within the herd, but not only they are able to be friends with pets, especially cats. Horses listen attentively to their purring, allow them to rub against their legs and even climb on their backs. Among all domestic animals, horses are most often chosen for the friendship of cats. The age of a horse can be found by its teeth. Over the years, the teeth gradually wear off, which can easily be seen by a specialist. However, when using this method, the error can range from 6 months to 3 years. A horse makes about 30,000 chewing movements a day. Horses are very sensitive to bee venom and therefore are mortally afraid of bees. One bite can make the most docile horse gallop. 10 to 20 bee stings are enough to kill an adult horse. The smartest horse on earth is the gelding Lucas, listed in the Guinness Book of Records. He can count, smile, kiss, distinguish colors and shapes of objects. In order to earn the title of the smartest, Lucas passed the most difficult test. He correctly identified all the numbers that experts randomly dictated to him. Horse trainer Karen Murdoch is engaged with her smart horse Lucas. Horse treatment hippotherapy allows you to get rid of anxiety, fears, tension, and self-doubt. In addition, such therapy shows good results in the treatment of autism and cerebral palsy. During hippotherapy, a person communicates with a horse, touches it, and also rides. Hippotherapy is very effective when working with children with developmental disabilities. A drop of nicotine can kill a horse, so they say, to emphasize the harm of smoking. In fact, a drop of nicotine contains about 1 gram of a toxic substance, which is a lot, about 1,000 cigarettes that a smoker must smoke at the same time. However, a horse, like any other animal, as well as a person, can really die from such a dose. I love horses and do not miss the opportunity to ride them while on vacation. Most often it turns out to be done in the Crimea. There are a lot of domestic horses there, and excursions on them are inexpensive. Most of all, I remember a ride on horseback through the vineyards, when our company, 2 adults and 2 children, rode a horse family consisting of a white stallion and his 3 colorful wives. I was lucky I rode ahead on a stallion, and my wives and the rest of the passengers followed. The funny thing is that we were accompanied by 3 foals, 1 from each mare. They were big enough to follow us, and they were running around us all the time. The kids ran across the road to us, pestered their mothers, while even playfully biting the riders, climbed the surrounding hills and tried to run out onto the highway with car traffic. We were having fun, but the owner of the horses, who accompanied us on foot, was not very happy. And adult horses, including my handsome horse, periodically stopped and began to eat the leaves from the vineyards, which cannot be done. We trained in tearing horses away from this criminal activity. The nature around was magnificent, the horses were beautiful, and this excursion was remembered for a lifetime. But I also plan to ride a horse along the seashore, right on the edge of the waves. This is my old dream. Horses are called the most noble creatures, and it's easy to understand why. They were man's best friends from 4000 to 2000 BC. They accompanied a person everywhere, whether it was just a walk or a battlefield. Interesting facts about horses. There are many interesting things about these noble creatures. Here are some of the most fascinating facts about horses. 1. Horses have the largest eyes among terrestrial mammals. 2. Horses can run within a few hours after birth. 3. When a horse's muzzle looks like it is laughing, it means that they enhance the sense of smell, a special technique that has the name Fleckman. With this method, the horse determines the smell, good or bad. 4. Once people thought that horses were colorblind. This is not the case, although they distinguish yellow and green shades better than purple and purple colors. 5. The teeth of a horse take up more space in the head than the brain. 6. As a rule, the difference between male and female horses can be determined by the number of teeth. Males have 40, and females have 36, but, to be honest, most use a much more simple way. 7. Horse hooves are made of the same protein that human hair and nails contain. 8. The horse trailer, harness, was invented by Lord George Bentinck, a British man who needed a more efficient vehicle to transport his 6 horses from one racetrack to another. 9. Horses can sleep both lying down and standing. 10. A 19th century horse named Old Billy reportedly lived 62 years. 11. From 1867 to 1920, the number of horses grew from 7.8 to 25 million. Experts believe that this is due to the creation of a car. 12. Since the horse's eyes are on the sides of the head, they are able to see an overview of almost 360 degrees. 13. The fastest running speed of a horse was recorded at 88 km/h. Most gallops at a speed of about 44 km/h. 14. Przewalski's horse is the only truly wild type of horse that still exists. the only wild population in Mongolia. However, there are many populations of wild horses in the world, such as mustangs in North America. Interesting facts about the horses of the old town of Przeworski. 15 horses use their ears, eyes, and nostrils to express their mood. They also convey their feelings through muzzle expressions. 16 horses will not go to bed altogether. At least one of them will remain as an observer to warn their relatives about potential dangers. 17 vocalizations are very important for horses. Examples: neighing is detected when horses meet or leave each other. Stallions, adult male horses, make loud noises in the form of conjugated calls, and all horses will use snorting to warn others of potential danger. 18 The brain of an adult horse weighs 624 grams, about half as much as that of a human. 19 Horses still occupy a place of honor in many cultures, often associated with heroic deeds in war, and China is one of these countries. 20 Horses cannot tear. 21 There is only one type of domestic horse, but about 400 different breeds that specialize in everything from traction wagons to racing. All the horses are grazing. 22 A horse sees better at night than a man. However, the eyes of a horse adapt worse from light to dark light, and from dark to light, than human eyes. 23 The first cloned horse was the mare Haflinger in Italy in 2003. 24 Horses like sweets and usually reject anything sour or bitter. 25 Wild horses usually gather in groups of 3 to 20 animals. A stallion, a mature male, leads a group in which there are mares, females, and young foals. When the young males become older, about 2 years old, the adult stallion drives them away. The foals then roam with other young males until they can assemble their own group of females. 26 If the horse's ears are pointed in different directions, the horse looks in 2 different directions at the same time. 27 Horses produce approximately 38 liters of saliva per day. 28 On the underside of the horse's hoof is a triangular-shaped area called a frog, which acts as a shock absorber and also helps to pump blood back through the leg. 29 The tallest horse in history was a horse named Samson. He was 215 centimeters tall. This horse was born in 1846 in Toddington Mills, England. Interesting facts about horses: the highest breed of horses in the world. 30 The heart of an average horse weighs approximately 4 to 4.5 kilograms. 31 Scientists believe that the first known ancestor of the horse lived about 50 million years ago. This prehistoric horse is called Eohippus and had 4 soft toes on its front legs and 3 soft toes on its hind legs. 32 Horses breathe through their nostrils and cannot breathe through their mouths. 33 Horses drink at least 90 liters of water a day, more in hot climates. 34 To grow a whole hoof, a horse will need 9 to 12 months. 35 Horses with pink skin can get sunburn. 36 A zebroid is a cross between a zebra and any other member of the equidae family, which, in addition to zebras, includes donkeys, ponies, and horses. 37 You can find out if a horse is cold by touching it behind the ear. If that place is cold, then the horse is cold. 38 Horses have 16 muscles in each ear, which allows them to turn their ears 180 degrees. 39 If a horse has a red ribbon on its tail, it means it is kicking. 40 Horses are social animals and will feel lonely if they are kept without a mate. They also mourn the passing of their friend, partner,